Welcome back to another GeoGuessr video. In this one I will tell you 10 tips that I personally use when playing GeoGuessr that I think you will find very useful as well. Let's go. The first tip is quite basic but still very useful. It is take a look at which direction is the sun. To do that, you set the compass needle horizontally, right here on the left side, and have a look in the sky. Where is the sun? White means that it is to our south, red means that it is to our north. If the sun is to the south, it means that we are in the northern hemisphere, just above the equatorial line. If the sun is to our north, it means that we are in the southern hemisphere. Keep in mind that this method is not 100% correct. It depends on various factors like the season, the time of the day. But I would say like 90% of the time you can use this method to determine whether you are in the northern or in the southern hemisphere. Tip number 2 is about Colombian license plates. If you see yellow license plates in South America, it means that you are in Colombia. Most cars will have yellow plates. Some cars, like trucks, will have white plates though, so keep that in mind. Most plates will be yellow, so that's a good indication to tell the South American countries apart. The third tip is also about Colombia, and it is what we call Colombian cross. Colombian signs have this white cross on their back. As you can see, all of these signs have a white cross, and it is a good indication that you are in Colombia. It is useful in rural locations where there are no cars around and you can't use the license plates to tell Colombia apart. The tip number 4 is also about signs. This time we are talking about Brazilian signs. As you can see, the Brazilian sign backs are black, and they also can have a white cross, but it looks different than the Colombian cross, and you shouldn't usually mistake them, especially with the black back of the sign. The tip number 5 is about Chilean road lines. In Chile, the road lines, as you can see, they all are white. However, in other countries, South American countries that is, you mostly will have the middle line yellow. So that's another good indication. Keep in mind though that sometimes Argentina can have all white lines as well. But Argentina can usually be told apart by the black car. So speaking about the black Argentinian car, so that's the tip number 6. In South America, you will see black car mostly for Argentina, Uruguay and Peru. Those are the 3 countries that mostly have black cars, with some exceptions of course. So yeah, so if you see like a kinda European looking landscape with a black car, it's basically either Argentina or Uruguay. Or the tip number 7, let's move away from South America to Southeast Asia. I can never tell apart Thailand, Cambodia and Laos just based on their writings. So, because they look very similar, there are some nuances but I cannot tell them apart. So there are other tips that you can use if you also can't tell these languages apart. In Thailand, Thailand is the only of these 3 countries that drives on the left side. So if you see left-hand drive, it is Thailand. In Cambodia, we are driving on the right side. However, the license plates are white on the cars, so it is Cambodia. And in Laos, also driving on the right side. However, most of the license plates will be yellow. So you can use these tips to distinguish between these 3 countries. To tell Malaysia and Indonesia apart, we can look at the license plates. Both of these countries have black license plates with white letters. However, in Malaysia, most of the license plates have 2 sections, 1 and 2. Some have 3, but most license plate examples have 2 sections, which you can see right here, 1 and 2. Even though the plates are blurred out, you can still see that these plates are Malaysian. In Indonesia, they have 3 white sections, as you can see on these cars. And in these examples also, as you can see, 1, 2 and 3. So even though the plates are blurred out, you can still mostly see how many white sections there are, therefore determine which country that is. Another way to tell Malaysia and Indonesia apart is that in mainland Malaysia they have these black signs on their poles. They can sometimes be red as well, I think. Mostly black though. And as you can see on this pole they also have it. So yeah, if you see those signs on the poles, it means that you are in mainland Malaysia. And for the final tip, I'll tell you how to tell South Africa and Australia apart using their road lines. In South Africa, they have these sidelines yellow, in yellow color. However, in Australia, all of the lines are white. Like vast majority of the time, with some very rare exceptions. So if you see all of the lines white, then it is Australia. Also, in Australia, you will mostly see some bollards here and there next to the road. In South Africa, there will be no bollards. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, then you might be interested in some of my other videos talking about other GeoGuessr aspects and useful information. Please press that subscribe button and like the video. Check out my Twitch, where I livestream GeoGuessr 4 times a week. Hope to maybe see you there. If you have any feedback or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. I hope you have a fantastic day, be kind to one another, and see you in the next video.